Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get you the essentials from topics you care about, quickly.
You want the knowledge, not the overwhelm.
Exactly. And today, we're diving into some pretty exciting tech.
We are indeed. It's the Anycubic Kobra 3 Max 3D printer.
And not just the printer, right? It's the combo with the ACE Pro units.
2 of them, actually, for filament management and, crucially, color.
Right. So if you've ever imagined bringing a really big idea, maybe something super colorful, into the real world, this setup, well, it looks like it might be the ticket.
It definitely promises a lot on paper.
We've been digging into it, and just up front, if this sounds like something you need, we put a link in the description where you can check it out and, maybe make it yours.
Okay, so let's start with the Kobra 3 Max itself. The first thing that really hits you is the size potential.
Yeah, the build volume is huge.
It's seriously generous. We're talking 420 by 420 by 500 millimeters.
Wow. So you could actually print, like, properly large objects.
Oh, absolutely. Think large prototypes, cosplay parts, architectural models, or just printing a whole bunch of smaller things at once.
And then you add the color dimension with those ACE Pro units.
Exactly. The system's designed for them. With 2 ACE Pros hooked up, you're looking at potentially printing with 8 different colors simultaneously.
8 colors in one go. That changes things, doesn't it?
It really does. Imagine the detail, the vibrancy. You can create these really rich, captivating models straight off the printer.
Going beyond just shape into actual, like, visual storytelling.
Precisely. It makes those big prints not just large, but visually impactful too.
Okay, so big volume, lots of color potential. What else stands out?
Well, beyond the headline features like the color and size, there's speed and efficiency.
Ah, speed. Always important with 3D printing. How fast are we talking?
The Kobra 3 Max can hit print speeds of 600 millimeters per second.
600, that's really moving.
It is, and the acceleration is up there too, at 10,000 millimeters per second squared.
So what does that actually mean for, the person using it?
It means getting those big prints done much, much faster, iterating on designs in hours instead of days. It's a big boost to workflow.
Okay, but when you push speeds that high, doesn't print quality sometimes suffer?
That's always the concern, yeah. But Anycubic seems to address this with their Kobra OS firmware platform.
Okay.
And they use these industrial-grade SG15 bearings. Think of them like really smooth, stable rails for the print head.
Gotcha. So keeping things precise even when it's zipping along.
That's the idea. Maintaining accuracy without that long wait time.
Makes sense. What about getting prints started? Heating the bed can take ages sometimes.
They've worked on that too. The bed apparently heats to 60 degrees Celsius in about 125 seconds.
That's pretty quick. Faster than their older models.
Yeah, they claim it's about 38% faster than the Kobra 2 Max, so less waiting around before the printing actually begins.
And is it, like, consistently hot? Stable temps?
It uses real-time monitoring to keep the temperature steady. Plus, it has a fireproof casing, which is a nice safety touch.
Good point. Now, going back to the multicolor aspect for a second, switching between 8 colors sounds like it could be slow or messy.
Well, they seem to have thought about that. The hotend has this integrated cutting blade.
A blade? What for?
It cuts the filament cleanly right at the nozzle when switching colors. This means the print head doesn't have to travel as far to a wipe tower or purge block.
So it speeds up the color change process.
Exactly, and likely leads to cleaner transitions between colors too, less oozing or stringing maybe.
Okay, interesting. What about the types of materials you can use? Is it locked into specific Anycubic stuff?
Doesn't seem like it. It's compatible with the common ones PLA, PTG, TPU, your standard workhorse filaments.
Good. And handling tricky filaments like TPU, the flexible stuff.
The design features a pretty short extrusion path from the drive gears to the nozzle.
Which helps how?
It gives better control over the filament, especially flexible ones. Makes retraction pulling the filament back slightly more precise.
Right, to prevent those annoying strings between printed parts.
Precisely. And it should handle standard filaments just fine too.
You mentioned nozzles earlier. Is swapping them a pain?
Apparently not. They use a click system. You can swap between different sizes, say from a fine 0.2 millimeter up to a larger 0.8 millimeter pretty quickly.
That's handy. So you could use a bigger nozzle for faster infill and a smaller one for detailed outer walls on the same print.
Potentially, yeah. Or just easily switch based on the project's needs without a lot of fuss.
Let's talk filament management beyond just the colors. Running out mid-print on a huge job is the worst.
Well, the Kobra 3 Max has a feature called filament auto refill.
Auto refill, does that mean?
Yeah. If one spool runs out during a print and you have another identical one loaded in the system, it'll automatically switch over and keep printing.
Without pausing.
Without pausing.
Mm.
That's a massive potential save for long prints.
Definitely. No more checking nervously if you have enough left.
And related to that, there's also filament tangle detection.
Oh, that's smart, because tangles happen.
They do. If it detects a snag or tangle that stops the filament feeding smoothly, it pauses the print and alerts you.
Preventing a failed print or even damage.
Exactly. Saves filament, saves time, saves headaches.
Okay, so the hardware sounds pretty capable. What about the software side, controlling it all?
There's the Anycubic app. It lets you manage things remotely.
Well, they start a print from your phone.
Yep. Start, monitor progress, manage projects over your network or the cloud, adds convenience.
And preparing the models for printing? The slicing part?
They have their Anycubic Slicer Next software. It boasts a one-click slicing feature,
Meaning?
pre-configured profiles for different materials. So you load your model, pick your material, click, and it should generate the print file pretty easily.
That sounds good for beginners or just for speed?
Yeah, simplifies things. It also supports loading multiple files to print one after the other automatically.
Batch printing, nice. And file formats. Does it handle the common ones?
Seems pretty comprehensive. 3MLFF, STL, STEP, SVG, UBJ, AMLF, PLY. You should be covered with most standard 3D model files.
Okay, any other sort of internal improvements worth mentioning? Things under the hood?
Well, it uses a dual motor setup for the Y-axis, the bed movement.
For more stability, I guess.
Yeah,
Especially with a big, heavy print bed.
exactly. Helps prevent wobble and keep layers aligned on those large prints.
Makes sense.
There's also automatic belt tensioning.
Oh, that's useful. Manually tensioning belts can be fiddly.
Right. This takes care of it automatically, which is crucial for accuracy, especially, again, with big, potentially heavy, multicolor prints where forces are higher.
And I saw something about individual color settings.
Yeah, you can apparently set specific printing parameters for each color change, like retraction distance or temperature maybe.
To optimize material use.
That seems to be the goal. Fine-tuning each transition to save filament and potentially improve the quality of the changeover.
Smart. Anything else?
An integrated acceleration sensor for resonance calibration.
Resonance. Like vibrations causing patterns on the print.
Exactly. Sometimes called ringing or ghosting. This sensor helps the printer compensate for vibrations to get smoother surfaces.
Okay. And flow compensation. What's that?
It automatically adjusts how much filament is being extruded based on speed and material properties.
Okay.
Helps keep extrusion consistent.
Taking some of the guesswork out of dialing in settings.
Seems like it. Oh, and a dual position design for platform alignment, supposedly making bed leveling easier and more precise.
Which is fundamental for good prints.
Absolutely. And one more thing, though it's optional and needs a separate camera.
Yes.
AI spaghetti detection.
Huh. To spot those catastrophic print failures where filament just goes everywhere.
Pretty much, it watches the print and can pause it if things go completely haywire, saving you from a huge mess and wasted filament.
Okay, that covers the Kobra 3 Max pretty well. Let's fully shift to those ACE Pro units now. We know they enable color.
Right, so one ACE Pro unit handles up to 4 colors, or 4 different filament spools.
And you connect 2 of them to the Kobra 3 Max.
To get that full 8-color simultaneous printing capability we mentioned, that's really the key synergy here.
Bringing those complex models to life.
It just opens up so many possibilities for detailed, vibrant prints that would be difficult or impossible otherwise in a single run.
But the ACE Pro isn't just about enabling color, is it?
No, it's also designed as a filament storage and handling solution. It keeps multiple spools organized and ready to go.
Especially useful if you're using lots of colors, keeping track of them all.
Definitely, and it's smart too, if you use Anycubic's own filaments with RFID tags.
RFID, like in inventory tracking.
Sort of. The ACE Pro can read the tag to automatically identify the filament type and color loaded.
Well, that's clever. Reduces setup errors.
Yeah, improves precision and efficiency by automatically applying the right basic settings for that material.
That's quite integrated. And what about filming condition? Moisture is a big enemy, right?
Yeah. Huge enemy, especially for materials like PLA and PTG. And the ACE Pro has a built-in active drying function.
So it's a dryer box, too.
Effectively, yes. It has preset drying cycles. You can start with one click, specifically tuned for common materials.
That's incredibly useful. Getting moisture out makes a big difference in print quality.
A massive difference. Fewer blobs, strings, better layer adhesion, just overall better results.
And the really clever part.
You can dry the filament while it's being fed to the printer.
Wait, really? So you don't need a separate drying step beforehand?
Apparently not. You can load filament, start the dryer, and start printing almost immediately. The ACE Pro keeps it dry throughout print job.
That's a huge time saver and workflow improvement.
Yeah.
Ensures optimal filament condition right when it matters.
Exactly. It addresses a major pain point in 3D printing filament moisture and integrates the solution right into the printing process.
Okay, so let's pull it all together. You've
Yeah.
got the Kobra 3 Max printer, large volume, very fast, smart features like auto refill and tangle detection,
Uh-huh.
and you pair it with two ACE Pro units.
Which gives you that 8-color capability, plus organized RFID-aware filament storage and active drying during printing.
It really sounds like a complete ecosystem designed for tackling ambitious, colorful, large-scale projects.
Yeah, the focus seems to be on making that kind of advanced printing more accessible and efficient, removing some of the traditional barriers.
It feels like a serious setup for creators who want to push beyond basic prints.
Definitely a significant step up in terms of capability and integration.
And like we said at the start, if this deep dive has got your creative gears turning, thinking about what you could build with this.
That link to check out the specs and purchase options is right there in the description for you.
It really does seem to unlock a lot of potential. The speed for rapid prototyping, the color for stunning final pieces, and the smart features to hopefully make it all run smoothly.
It's an impressive combination on paper, for sure.
So, thinking about all this, the scale, the speed, the 8 colors, the smarts, what's the wildest, most ambitious project you could imagine bringing to life if you had this kind of setup sitting on your desk?
That's a good question to ponder.
Something to think about until our next deep dive.